Hi everyone. Hello. Hi gang. Hiya. Welcome back to
Hello.
episode
Hello.
3 of Tale of Four Gamers. So welcome. If you've not seen Tale of Four Gamers before, episode 3 is a weird place to start, but okay. We build armies as we learn to play games. Right now, we are doing the entire of Warhammer 40k in a very roundabout way. And we've just finished the first stage. So we'll be back to report on all of that after this intro sequence. Hello, welcome back. So we're doing Tale of Four Gamers 40k at the moment. It's a very long project, and we're starting with the smallest sort of 40k, and we're going to build up to the biggest sort of 40k. So the very first step of this has been Kill Team, the new version of Kill Team that was out a couple of months ago. We've been building kill teams, learning to play the game, and then yesterday we did our first event and got 24 people down to Baboon Cafe in London so that we could actually play it and play through the first stage of the campaign. We're going to use this as an excuse to play through the Badab War campaign, which is this big thing in the background of 40k where lots of different Space Marine chapters fight. It's a very, very famous pit of lore. We're recreating it slowly, a bit at a time, while we build our forces up. After this, we're going to move on to combat patrol, then maybe boarding actions, probably then 40k after that. Each time we'll do an event, we'll play the scenarios from that famous event, and people can come and play them. And yeah, that's about where we are. It's sort of an excuse for everyone to use up old marine parts, build potentially quite small armies, which isn't too much of an ask, and actually remember how to play this game that we talk about so much. How are you guys doing? How are you, gang? We've all just woken up. Well, not woken up, but like it's the day after the event, right? How's everyone feeling?
Yeah, right. I didn't stay out too late at the pub.
No, it was weird. We finished playing at like 5:30, 6, and then we went for drinks. And I still got back. I was like, "Oh, I've had enough. I'm going to go home." And I still got home at 8:30.
Getting
I think
old,
I got
Ian.
about an hour after you. But I think I left about half an hour later and then had a longer journey. But
So we're going to go through the games we played, like not really in detail, but like the event as a whole. We're going to go through, I guess, what we thought about Kill Team. And then we'll go through everyone's little individual plans, not only what they've got done for this event, but also what they're going to do next time. And then we'll look at the community updates, of which there are a lot, because everyone's been building lots of Badab stuff. Really nice to see on the Discord. But first, I have some messages. I have some news. This is a new segment, everyone. Are you ready for messages? So, first, did you know that there is now this week, as of this week, an Arbeiterium merch store? And one of its there are some products up there, some t-shirts you can get, including these lovely t-shirts, but also modeling this very good taste hat is our model Russell here. We joked on the first episode of this that a crazy tyrant who thinks he's going to rebel against everything and fight back against the administratum and then only ends up causing a massive civil war and making things worse was analogous to some things happening in the world right now. And that has resulted in the fantastic Make Badab Great Again hat Russ is modeling, and you can get from the Arbeiterium merch store as well as normal things. Yeah, we should start like a suggestion thread for more ideas for that merch store.
I do have one idea, actually. So you can have Make Endymion Great Again and have a mega hat.
Oh, that's quite good. Yeah. There's also, I was thinking of like one of those political, like, name of candidate, name of vice candidate, year t-shirts, and just do like Huron, Sumatris, 904 M41.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously normal. Maybe we'll also. There's also a Tale of. I quickly did a Tale of Four Gamers themed T-shirt. I'm just very much copying Mira's ideas here. But we might come up with a better idea for the Tale of Four Gamers T-shirt. Bobbie's got a good idea for some like a cartoon recreation of this screen. So we'll see what happens. So yes, but there is an Arbeiterium merch store. People have been asking for it for ages, so I've made it. I now have to think of things to put on it. You can find it in the link below, and at some point it will be linked to the YouTube channel. Also, I have been asked to mention that famed people who send me printers, Elegoo, are having a Black Friday sale, and it's Black Friday at the moment. And I did actually have a look, and it's really, really good. They're doing like 40% off, up to 40% off. I think it's like 33% off in the US, and in the EU, it's something like 42% off some printers, both resin ones and FDM ones. If you want 40% off, go to Elegoo. Again, I'll put a link in the thingy below so that you can get printers. And then finally, on our list of news, I was asked to mention last time we bemoaned the sad demise of the Hate Club in Bethnal Green Working Men's Club, which is very sad. But Hate Club has moved. It's currently, if you're in North London, it's in Wood Green at a place called Caramel, still operating every Wednesday night, if I'm right.
Wednesday nights at the Caramel Club in Wood Green, yeah.
That's right, yeah. So if you are in North London, check out Hate. They're still going. They're still pretty busy. It's very far away from all of us, annoyingly. It's the other end of London. We're all south of the river, apart from Bobbie, who's very, very, very north of the river.
Yeah.
So apparently, when we mentioned this last time, loads more people came to Hate Club. So we're using the power of the internet. If you are in North London, go to Hate Club on a Wednesday. That is the end of the news, everyone. That's the end of the messages section of this new section.
We need a news jingle, don't we? I think that's
I should do like one of those lower thirds and like it could go yeah, that's what I mean, the main thing we're talking about today is Kill Team. We just did the event. I'm calling it the event like it's in that Mitchell and Webb sketch, but it's not nearly as scary as that. Hi, this Andrew the cat wanted picking up, so we had to just break there for a second. But yeah, we played through the phase 2 of the Badab War, which is actually the bit that happens in space before the war really kicks off. The Firehawks and the Marines invade the Maelstrom Zone, and yeah, it went really well. We played 3 games. 24 people turned up, 12 on each side, 12 secessionists and 12 loyalists. We had to do a little bit of switching around to make sure the numbers were even. We played 3 games.
Thanks, Will.
Thanks, Will. Yes, brilliant. We had 12 games, so we needed 12 tables of terrain. Bad Moon had 6. Will, fantastic mezzo pano on the Discord. Will managed to bring 4 complete sets. Which him and Robin set up as fast as they could. And then Gary's 2 sets as well, which you saw in earlier editions, were also there. So that gave us 12 tables. And we played a space battle, played Gallo Dark terrain, 3 games, Secessionists versus Loyalists. And then for the last game, we set up 2 special 4-player big events. We played the Taking of the Red Harbinger, using some custom Kill Team setup cards. That was where the very start of the war, where the Mantis Warriors impound a Firehawk ship. Results of that were that the Firehawks actually won, which they shouldn't have done. So we're going to assume that they were so angry at the attempted taking of their ship that they still did the Badab War. And then we played the Taking of the Cardinal Urdaneta, which is from right at the start of phase 1. Once the Carthans are a bit bankrupted by the first phase of the war, they try and steal a load of tires, and the Astral Claws know they're coming and defeat them. And that is how that played out. Sam and Gary were our Astral Claws players, playing against Will's Carthan Breachers and Nye's Firehawks. So yeah, we played all that. The end results were that it's a bit of a stalemate. The secessionists were surprised and on the back foot, and then they slowly brought it back to a sort of kind of a stalemate by the end. So that puts us in a good position. But yeah, it was just really fun, wasn't it? Like, it was just a really nice day.
Really. I think I said it in a message to our group last night, but I stopped to think about it afterwards, and I was like, people came down from Scotland. So like Robin and Callum came all the way from Scotland, and they're going back last night on the night bus, which is just, they're probably still in bed recovering from the night bus.
Yeah.
What's his face? Paul flew over from Ireland again.
Yeah, that's true.
We had from Wales.
Ben came from Wales. Yeah.
Tim drove all the way from Suffolk, did like a 3.5 hour drive in each direction on the day. And in his case as well, it was really nice because he hasn't had a chance to play locally to where he lives, so he's made that effort to come all that way, and it's just really nice. It's amazing that people will travel all that distance to come and play this game with other people from like the Discord group and everything. It's like it's not just a little online thing. It's a real thing.
It's a bit humbling, isn't it? I was a little, to be honest, I was a little worried at the start. I was like, "Whoa, 24 people! It seems like a lot of people." Whenever we've done things before, it's been like 12 people. and worried that I would bit off a bit more than I can chew, or that it would have to be run a bit more. But actually, everyone was lovely. Everyone was really nice. Everyone, I think, had fun. It was a nice. There was no problems all weekend, even though like most of us didn't really know what we were doing. There was like a couple of people who played more than 2 games of Kill Team, and therefore could vaguely advise. I definitely got things wrong. I think everybody
definitely.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was definitely
I don't know that I got stuff wrong. I definitely forgot to there were definitely things I didn't remind my opponents about because I didn't know. So like my first opponent, Jack, didn't use some of his rules, and I didn't know he wasn't using them because I didn't know he had those rules.
I definitely had a whole game where I didn't realize that when you do a counter reaction, you can never move more than 2 inches. So I was running all around the board, and because I was playing Imperial Guard, playing Tyrant's Legion, and because you got so many counter reactions, like the whole team got to go twice basically, and I didn't realize you could run that far. There's loads of things like that, but you know, it was really fun, and everyone had a nice time, and yeah, it was just a really lovely day, and I hope that everyone thought it was, you know, worth the trip to do it. And yeah, we'll try and do the next one elsewhere. But it was really fun.
It was nice seeing a lot of people came down, like people who have been to like events before, or 2 or 3 like repeated interactions with the same humans is enjoyable.
Yeah, like Macariel, Thomas, and Paul, and Will, and you know,
I'm starting to know Will and Thomas really well now.
Yeah,
Princeps Tom as well.
So
there's a few of them that I'm starting like, especially Will and Thomas. I feel like I properly know them these days. It's like they're it's great to have like those regular people coming as well and helping out and setting the tone and stuff.
Building a little group of community pals. So basically I hope everyone thinks the same thing we did, but it was lovely that everyone came, and I hope everyone had a nice time as we did, and we'll do the next one, hopefully planning the next one for maybe late January, early February. How did you enjoy it? I mean, I think it's a really good rule set.
Me too. I think it's brilliant.
There's definitely some idiosyncrasies and some rules that the way they're written's not the clearest. Like I found the way melee combat works is very unique, very different to other 40k games, and not very well explained in the rulebook.
No. I think it's got that thing that we said this in Legion to start, Legion and Imperialis as well, is that it's got that thing where you've got a whole load of new words to learn, and they've all got the same words as in other games like rending and
but they mean different things.
But they're different things, and they're all like very subtly different. So like punishing slightly different to severe, but and there's a bit where you go, did you really need like 8 different rules to say my gun's a bit better? Or you can take this
especially
dice
when you can end up with a gun that is punishing and severe and rending. And those 3 rules sort of cycle around through each other, triggering each other, and setting each other off even further. It's like, oh my god, you only have 1 hit, but that turned into a crit, and because that turned into a crit, that miss turns into a hit. And because I've got that rule, that miss that just turned into hit turns into, I've got 2 crits.
We had like a similar thing with like, obviously the very first combat that happened was like my sergeant versus Tom's sergeant, and both of us are like, this would be us learning how a fight works, except we're learning how a fight works with 2 people with 3 different faction special rules that affect things. They've all got duelist and hardy and aggressive, and they've all got power weapons, which are and it's just expand, and they've all got these pieces of equipment, and that but once like the core game is I think really intuitive and fun, and
I think there is a steep learning curve.
Yeah, that's true.
But half the problem with the learning curve is not the actual core rules. It's also the fact if you're doing it. My second game was against Paul, and I realised, right, well, there's the kill op, which I hadn't even noticed when I played Nathan the other night, and then there's the crit op,
which is
and
like
then there's the kill op and the tack op and the something else op. And then you make one of them your crit op, and it's like, oh my god, I'm lost.
Yeah. Once you get it, it makes sense. It's and the rule. Yeah. Anyway, the rule book's not bad, but the game is fun. It's just, as usual, it's like all the extra stuff makes it a really steep learning curve.
Yeah, I thought Kill Team was really good. I do like the sort of baiting out people and trying to take your time before committing. You know, it's a little bit like Shadespire in a way that you sometimes have to put someone forward to get the other guy to come forward, so you can then have more interactions.
Like the whole first turn
But
is mostly positioning, isn't it?
Which I love.
but you could also
it should be an important part of the game.
you can also both be a bit too timid, whereby if you
Mm.
both sit back, then not a lot's happening. And if you could get to turn 3 and still nothing's happened out of a 4-turn game, it's pretty. Yeah, but no, I like it. It's good.
I also quite like there was a lot of shenanigans, like people like welding doors shut and Space Marines popping into rooms and then running away again afterwards, which was quite fun.
I do think that the Space Marines getting a 4th action is a bit OP when you're you're giving up. Like, fair enough, scouts that have like 9 guys, Space Marines, so you'll get 3 extra actions.
Yeah.
So I think that's a little bit tricky, whereby something that normally only gets to shoot once is getting to shoot again, or with a heavy bolter or something. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, we tended to find that everyone who wasn't Space Marines was getting absolutely destroyed. It was difficult for everyone who wasn't playing Space Marines.
But on the
Scouts are still good. I mean, I went 1 win, 1 loss, 1 draw, so that's
perfect.
Balanced.
Yeah, well, you're certainly balanced. So there we are. So we played Kill Team. It was really fun to do. I really like it. I'm going to try and play some more. And also, I feel because it's a new game, there's a lot of stuff coming out for it. I've just got some of the new sets through. I'm going to be keeping up with it. But yeah, so I think Kill Team's on my slate of things to play. Now, what we should do is talk about the updates we've got, because we've all managed to complete our teams, obviously, but we're also all starting to think about the next phase, because the next phase is Combat Patrol. Might as well start with you, Gary. So what did you manage to do? You mostly completed the scenery for this week, didn't you? Because you had the gang done before.
Yeah, so I didn't get very far in that. I've just been doing a little bit, basically just not in the mood for painting, so I didn't. I did sort of start getting my bits and pieces ready for the Combat Patrol. I've got all of the Terminators from Leviathan to make the standard Space Marine Combat Patrol. The only ones I didn't want to copy was the Primaris Flamers in that thing, so I've got to make a more Mark 7-ish type version of that.
Yeah, like a normal Marine with a flamer thing. Do you have flamers?
Yeah.
Heresy special weapon sets?
I do, yes. I'm planning to use those because they're really retro looking, and I'm going to use Mark 3 bodies, legs, sorry. I'm going to use Mark 3 legs, Mark 7 bodies, shoulder pads, and backpack.
At some point, you were thinking of doing Tyrant's Legion, right?
Yes, I think Tyrant's Legion are probably going to happen, but for the final part. So I'm going to do a Combat Patrol, which is Terminators. That'll be quite quick. And then as soon as that's done, I'm going to start painting Chimeras and...
Okay, but next time, nice and simple. Astral Claws, Space Marine, Terminator, Kill Team.
Yeah, because it's 5 Terminators, a librarian, a captain, and 5 Flamer guys. Easy.
Yeah, really simple. Yeah, I might do something similar. Brilliant. So that's one thing done. Plans for Combat Patrol planned. Bobbie, how have you been getting on with your lovely, friendly Kill Team?
Yes, not the worst, terrible, horrific Space Marines ever.
Most horrible Space Marines, yeah.
They're yeah. I know we've been banging this drum, but the Firehawks are actually the worst. No, I've just about finished them. I'm not that happy with the chapter symbols. I think I could go back and neaten them, make them a little bit more uniform, go back and do some more highlights, do some more freehand on them, but they're fine. They're finished enough that I was happy to put them on the table. I do actually want to add a couple of figures now. Now that I've played, I think I want because at the moment, because I've been using them as Legionnaires. So yeah, I want to add a warrior with a bolt pistol and chainsword, just to give me a bit more melee punch. Mostly because I think the Legionnaires team is actually very good in close combat. Give some people some marks of corn. My sergeant, aspiring champion, and butcher were just tearing people up, and I'd like to have some more of that. So it seems like a no-brainer, and I quite want to add the Balefire Acolyte, who's like a psyker. So I think I'm going to get the Horus Heresy Legion Esoterist.
Oh,
who kind of looks a bit librarian-y, because if he's just being like a low-level librarian in a squad, he doesn't want to be a a full librarian. I quite like the robes. I think I'm going to do blue armor, but then with
Red.
robes with fire symbols
Yeah.
on, so it still ties in very much into the kill team. So there's a couple more models to add.
Cool, brilliant. And then you did some barricades.
I did, yeah. I've got the equipment box and thought this might be the Imperial Fist player coming out in me. I need to bring my own cover with me. I actually found the portable barricade really powerful, especially in Gallow Dark, when you're pushing into a room through a single door, having a person that can go first that's got that extra armor save and got that cover that they can just walk in. Very, very useful. And I found the light barricades were also quite good because you get 2 of them.
Yeah, I only played one game with someone using them, and we didn't use them that much. But yeah, I've got a set in the Hivestorm box. I just haven't got around to painting them yet. But useful to know they're actually good things.
Those and the grenades. The grenades were the other equipment piece that I found really useful, mostly for like a basic warrior.
Yeah,
I just throw a crack grenade at someone, and then you can still shoot them with your bolter, and that's usually them done.
Yeah,
especially if they're in the open.
And then you've been planning out, but because the Firehawks, this is not your combat patrol, right?
No, I think, although I'm saying I want to paint a couple more, I think that's about as many Firehawks as I can stand to paint, because they are. I mean, the orange itself is fine to paint. It's just all painting all the details. They need a lot of freehand to make them look right. So yeah, they're going to stick to just being a very small army. So yeah, for combat patrol, I'm gonna do something a little bit different. Rather than doing the standard Space Marine combat patrol, I'm gonna do the Strike Team Solaran, which is like the Vanguard Phobos themed combat patrol that was in White Dwarf quite a while ago. I'm gonna do them as Raptors because they're the most fitting chapter. They're coming into this period of the Badab War. Yep. And they do the sneaky thing very well. And someone made a really nice lore video on them and made them sound really cool. And they're very different. Like they're very different in character to the Firehawks, despite being theoretically the same team.
Yeah. Cool, brilliant. Well, that's so yeah, that means we've got one Space Marine and one Vanguard combat patrol coming up then. Very good, brilliant. So that's plans. Everyone's trying out their stuff. We've got plans, even plans for more models for Kill Team. Russ, you are also someone with a Kill Team that is not the easiest thing to paint. How are the Lamenters doing?
Fine. Yeah, so I got them all painted for the event. I didn't get them varnished and oil washed, but I don't think that's enough to keep them off the table. So I did 7 in the end, and actually used one. I've put one of them. I've decided to leave as Death Company, and I haven't decided for sure whether to leave them as white for his Death Company look, or maybe eventually I'll do in black, or maybe I'll do half and half, or quartered. Because the Death Company in the actual books are black for Lamenters in the Imperial Armor books. But I don't feel necessarily like I have to stick to that. These things can change and be different in different strike forces, etc., etc. Yeah, I had to convert a sergeant, so I put a power fist on him. Magnetize that so I can take off his plasma pistol and power fist and use him as a regular sergeant. And I think all I want to do for this particular squad, I've got like 4 more of these Space Marine hero models. So I'll get a complete squad of 10 plus a melter gunner. So I can either have a melter gun or a plasma gun in there.
Cool.
And then I think that'll be that little lot done for a little while. But then I actually feel like I want to do another Kill Team.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so I've got an old gang that I used for Necromunda for a long time. Their fluff is the B Boys, and the B stands for various different things, one of which is the Badab Boys. They're a commando unit sentenced for crimes that most definitely did commit, who in the original version of my fluff escaped to the Necromunda underground. I figure I could definitely use them. I've got a couple of the old Brother Vinny ogre models, one of which I've converted. So I could use them. I think it's the Blooded Kill Team.
Yeah.
So I've got this one guy I've finished painting completely that I've got on the document there. He could be the Thug who's got his big ass weapon. But I've got a bunch of others that I can use. There's like the one with the flensing blades and stuff, and they've got shitloads of background I've written for them, so I kind of want to use them. And then I'm going to do the same thing as Gary. I'm going to move on to the combat patrol box with 5 Terminators.
The normal Space Marine one.
Yeah. So I've got like 5 old Flamer Marines. So these are the actual the push fit ones that used to come in the box sets. So I'll use them. And then I've got a choice of 3 Terminator Librarians at different stages of paintedness. And I've got a Terminator Captain I can use quite easily.
Yeah.
And a bunch of I've got like a bunch of about 10 Terminators I started painting years ago. I think I put a photo of one of them in the last episode. So I'll finish them for that as well. And that'll give me a combat patrol.
Which chapter?
So the combat patrol will still be Lamenters.
Oh, okay. Right.
But I'll do this kill team as Renegade Marauders so they can go in Tyrant's Legion list.
Yeah.
So they'll be useful even after kill team because they can still, and they're going to have their Arvus lighter.
Yes.
Which is just in plastic. But I've had a resin one sitting around. I do genuinely believe that the most important Horus Heresy plastic release so far is the Arvus lighter. Because it does mean that my previous one that I bought, I was afraid they were going to go out of production before I ever got one, so I just bought one and had it sit on the shelf just in case. But now they're going to be in plastic. It's tempting to buy several and just have them all arrive and get shot off the board and have my army destroyed in turn 1.
A flying
That'll be for Heresy, though. So.
Yep. It's
it's great. What could go wrong?
Great. Well, there we are. So, okay, so we've got Lamenters, Combat Patrol coming, two Space Marine Combat Patrols and a Vanguard one. Again, I finished my Firehawks last time, and so I've spent a bit of this month painting different models. I painted up some Claws of Itzel from the new Underworlds kit, painted them the same colour because I was doing a lot of orange, I guess. So they're orange too.
And it is the required Warcry colours.
It is they are required Warcry. They could use them in Warcry because they're Warcry colours. But otherwise, I actually... when I was testing out the Firehawks, which I built as legionaries, I found it a bit complicated to use with all the marks of chaos and stuff. So, and considering Firehawks were very popular, lots of people were doing a Firehawks kill team. I actually bought along the Firehawks, but I also bought along a kill team of Marines Errant from my Marines Errant army. Dug those out of the loft, and I played as Marines Errant because they're much simpler. And no one else was doing it, and the Marines Errant are actually in that part of the Badab War. That was quite fun. It was a lot simpler to play. I played them as like shooty kill team, which didn't do me a lot of favors. They had mostly bolt guns, and I gave them all the auto bolt guns because there's this thing where Marines Errant sort of have naval bolt guns because they're a very like naval assault force, which are like carbine style bolt guns. So. Yeah, I played them with auto bolt guns, lots of turret fire, and that had loads of fun. It was much simpler to play that way. I just used the standard equipment that the 4 things that the Angels of Death kill team come with. Played 2 games like that, and then my third game.
Having said that, Ian.
Yeah.
Having said that, I found the Legionaries rules. What I did, I just used all of my guys as Slanesh and just played the entire day without switching any of their marks. They all had the same mark.
Okay.
And actually, when you're doing that, it's pretty straightforward. And it was still, the Slanesh rules were very strong. And I realised I forgot to mention that I won all of my games, which never happened.
Oh,
so I mention it now.
Very unlamentary of you, Russ.
Yeah, I know, right?
I lost my first game to Tom Macariel very badly. Then I won my second game against Tyrant's Legion, and then we never finished the third one. For the third one, I did play with Firehawks, but yeah, it was really fun. I also broke out my Tiger Claws, which are a really old army, and put together a kill team of them. But all that did was realize how badly they're painted. They were done in a real rush 10 years ago. And it's very obvious the difference. So I think the Tiger Claws might be going into the soup because all their vehicles look great, but all the models are a bit janky. So they might get souped soon and rebuilt as a much smaller army. We'll see. But yeah, that's it. I'm not completely sure about Combat Patrol yet. I've got 2 ideas. One is to expand the Firehawks, but I still need to find the right combination of stuff to do with them. I think the best option we have was maybe the using the rules for Space Force might work because that Combat Patrol is pretty it fits. It's pretty easy to do. the other option was potentially starting Star Phantoms. So that's the other thing. I've been sort of figuring out my Star Phantoms. Like, the idea is that they're going to be Dark Angels as well for Heresy. I think I figured out the Heresy army, which is like a Deathwing drop assault list. And if that works, then I could start on Star Phantoms. So yeah, one of those two I will do over Christmas. The Star Phantoms would be nice to test the color scheme on. But also, I've got some more Firehawks models. Painting up another 5 or 10 guys in a Dreadnought might be quite fun too. So we'll see. We'll see next month what I actually decide to do. But I'm going to try and do it as a Christmas project, like do it over the Christmas break. Yeah, brilliant. So there we are. We've all done our kill teams. We've all played some kill team. We've all got plans for Combat Patrol. I guess all that's left is to look at what everyone else has done. So how this works is pretty simple. At various stages of the YouTube or Patreon membership schemes, there is a stage where you get Discord access. We don't do it for every single level because otherwise it'd just be way too much to moderate. And then on the Discord, people build along, which is really fun. The whole point of this is it's like the intention of this is to give people a bit of hobby motivation, give ourselves a bit of hobby motivation. And so, yeah, we all build along on the Discord and show off how we're doing. So let's see what people have done. So we're going to start with, first up here is Jerick Warrior Wasteland Queen. If you don't know, the Jerick tribes are where probably the original Karkarodons came from anyway, with some space sharks. We can see here, there's the space sharks going in very nicely.
Yeah, looking very cool. I like that this the scout with the shotgun's got the classic space sharks chapter symbol.
Yeah, the original chapter symbol is up there, which is always really nice. And the Badab camo scheme.
There's
like nice. A lot of the Badab things have this like wibbly wobbly, some variant on this wibbly wobbly camo scheme. I wonder what world in Badab that everyone fought on was the wibbly wobbly world, because that variant's everywhere. Really good, aren't they? Loads of little differences, and a whole little scout team coming together. Also, you got to remember that's a shark shoulder pad painted on the size of a scout shoulder pad, which is tiny.
Yeah, impressive.
Yeah, very, very good. Squad of terror scouts ready to bring the Badab sector back into compliance. Going to move on to tactical squads. Moving on to some tactical squads here with that great big axe thing that you get from, I think, the World Eaters set, isn't it?
Is that the flesh, the Necromunda, what they call corpse grinders?
That's it, yeah. Good. Looking particularly bloody there. Very nice. Tim, who was at the event, has done their cannon fodder. Tyrant's Legion coming along, tabletop ready, just working through the highlighting. Don't use army paint or PVA glue. It has not the basic material starting to fall off. Oh no. But these looking great. There's loads of these in the kill team. There's 14 of these in a kill team.
Blimey.
Yeah, I know. They die really quickly, but there are tons of them.
Blooded a 14 as well, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they can activate in pairs, which is pretty good.
Yeah, the normal guys. Yeah, and then like the kill team I placed had like it was like 5 normal guys and every possible upgrade. There was a guy with a medic, there was a spare commander, there was a plasma gun, grenade launcher, flamer, and a melter gun. Like there's every option was on it. It was silly. It was very fun. But yeah, they do die very fast. Kazoo Raptor also present with the Raptor Scouts all done.
Very cool.
Just the right color green. Perfect.
Yeah, these look great.
Raptor green.
Yeah, Kazoo Raptor I think was gonna come to the event and then couldn't make it in the end. But yeah. Raptor Scouts in the perfect green. This is very much what you're going to be doing next month, Bobbs.
Yeah. I think I've got a similar green in mind.
Yes. Yeah.
Not too saturated, I think, is the way to go with Raptors.
Yeah, definitely.
As you know, with Badab, you can have every possible different shade of green in Badab in the Badab War. There's a lot of green armies. Brilliant, but they're all done. So that's scouts are all done by some transfers. Ready for the weekend. Executioners. So Sam L's doing executioners. Some firstborn scouts. There we go. These are the metal ones.
Yeah.
Are they the metal ones? Yeah, the best models ever. Those metal scouts. They're really good.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, really lovely models. Those ones. And then also, not only have they got that, but also Terminator Captain from the Combat Patrol.
Very cool.
Yeah. Brilliant. So they're all coming along. So that's presumably next step in it's the Hachette Combat Patrol Collection, which I don't know if it actually gets you an actual combat patrol, or the magazine's just called that.
No,
I think the magazine is called Combat Patrol.
Yeah, but does it build combat patrol?
It does. It gives you this. It's starting off with the Space Marine and Tyranid ones, and then going to go on to other combat patrols, and you're going to get. I can't remember how many it is, but pretty much all of the combat patrols over the course of the magazine, which is, if you want lots of little armies, that's cool.
That's what you get. Yeah. Brilliant. Character builder, building 89. Alistair has done a Terminator captain for the Mantis Warriors. So first of the Mantis Warriors updates for the week. Mantis Warriors in very high attendance over the weekend. Yesterday when we were there, it was mostly Mantis Warriors versus Firehawks.
I don't know. There was a lot of Lamenters.
There was a lot of Lamenters, actually. You're right. More Lamenters than I expected. I think people want to do the ones that are difficult to paint for a kill team. We saw this guy a few months ago, unpainted. I like his hazard stripes, of course, on the chainsword, so you know it's dangerous.
Yes.
The face and the kind of like lighting effects on that. That's very nice.
Isn't it? Yeah. Fixed Upper managed to finish 3 specialist tactical marines to fill things out a bit, including a sniper to function on the Eliminator Sniper in the new Angels Death List for Kill Team. Also made a start on the Terminator Squad. This is Alistair was now these were in attendance yesterday, all the way down from Scotland. Some Star Phantoms in lovely white scheme, and Terminator started already. Star Phantoms obviously arriving a bit early to just check out if they wanted to be.
Played these in my third game.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. These the captain was the only one left at the end because I carried on my amazing dice rolling, but the captain started chasing my missile launcher away and managed to sort of dodge a couple of missiles entirely. It was quite distressing.
They're looking great though.
They looked lovely in real life as well.
Yeah, they're on the table next to me during one game, and the captain definitely really caught my eye. That very nice conversion, very nice painting.
Lovely.
Right, this is all. Oh look, there's like mini. We're going to need a check. We've got Kragar doing some big yellow Terminators for combat patrol and boarding actions. Terminator pads are a lot harder to do checkers on. Check, Russ. Check.
Well, I think what I'm going to say is the actual checks themselves are very well done, but I think you could have fitted at least 1 or 2 more across there. There's that opportunity to do them really, really, really teeny tiny and make it 10 times as hard for yourself. I think the quality means they've got to be at least an 8, but the size prevents being above a 9. So I'm going to go 8.5.
8.5 for the check. They're very good. They're looking fantastic. I like some great big yellow Terminators. They're the big old Terminators, aren't they? That's a really nice little set. Yeah, brilliant. Some big yellow Terminators. Whiskey, my Narc Captain Elam Corporate. So this is Fire Hawks. Was Knight Captain Elam Corporate. That's the character. Converted was from Castell and Crow a while ago. Described wielding an ancient plasma sword. So he's got this great big crow flamey sword. Going to go back to the Firehawks after this and finish them.
That's a very nice conversion.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? The sword really works.
I like the pile of astral claws on the base as well.
Very subtle.
Very subtle. Very good. The Badab War. Very nice. The Badab War has been painting the missing. Is this? Am I right in thinking this is the Missing Legion? This is Fire Angels. Is this right? No. Did I say this last time? And it's actually Karkarodons. What have we got?
It's Fire Angels.
It's Fire Angels.
Fire Angels.
Yeah, no one does Fire Angels. Very good.
These the cool ones.
We saw these. We saw these last time, didn't we?
Yeah, we saw some more
last time.
Yeah, and then
the one with the Mark 6 legs and the Space Crusade torsos.
Yeah, Tads might be too small, using Rogue Trader bolt pistols elsewhere that feel big enough in comparison to work. Just in case they look a bit small. But yeah, Fire Angels, and then these guys, some prospective Fire Angels, I assume, with some of the Mark II, with the old 2nd edition metal. I've got that guy, the old 2nd edition jump pack guy.
Yeah, but with bigger legs on them.
Bigger legs on, yeah. Brilliant. So we got some Fire Angels coming through. Lovely. Wolves of Sibber. So Junas is, well, I'll do that. Junas has been doing Executioner's kill team, and they've started on Sons of Medusa boarding force and Assault Squad and Tech Marine John. So the Executioners here shown in a color scheme that's a bit more like the Rogue Trader one, right? This is Rogue Trader Executioners. Because the other thing that with the Rogue Trader Badab War was very good for was things that are blue and yellow. They really like stuff that's blue and yellow.
Some very nice combinations of parts.
Yeah, I like is that a old Chaos melter gun? With
Iron Warriors upgrade kit, I think.
Yeah. And then Space Crusade. Yeah, very good, very good. I like these. These are lovely. And then we've also got some Sons of Medusa starting there for the boarding force because they're going to come in next. No Executioners at the event yesterday. Didn't see any. Just lots of Lamenters and a few Astral Claws and lots of Mantis Warriors. And there's a Sons of Medusa Librarian. Tech Marine. What am I talking about?
But then I think people knew Executioners arrived later, so I think people were trying to stay well timed.
Lady Solar Leontus. Not a lot to add this time around. Been a bit too busy to spend much time hobbying, but still happy with what they've done. We've got a Navigator to join one of the Inquisitorial war bands. This is now, I think this is sold as a Navigator now. It's Espen Lacano, isn't it, from Blackstone Fortress? Yeah, that's really nicely done. I do like that there's some Inquisitorial stuff still bubbling away. I might use it as an excuse to break out my old Inquisitorial selection. Always nice to see. Very good. So Bowl done with Elementor's kill team. I think we saw these yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's,
this is Alex, isn't it?
This is Alex. Yeah. I think that's right. Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. These were in like a really nice little display case as well. He has a little plastic like display case for them.
Yeah.
They looked really, really nice. Really battered Lamenters.
I like the fact they're dirty.
Yeah, the posing's really nice on these as well, isn't it?
Yeah, very nice.
Yes, these were checker checks a couple of weeks ago.
Trying to work out, are these? Yeah, I think I gave these a high score on the checker check, didn't I?
He's got a good checker check score. Although you weren't happy about the lack of checkers on the banner.
Yeah.
But in real life, they're very, very nice.
It was a single line. Cheating.
Yeah.
They are. They're lovely. They're equally awesome in real life, aren't they?
Yeah.
I've just noticed was the guy there with the blood dripping from his mouth. Did we see that one before? That one's really nice.
Yeah, that's really, really good, isn't it? That guy. There. Obviously running these as chaos, I think.
That's gruesome.
Yeah, brilliant.
He must be the Flenting Blades guy.
Yeah, easily. Yeah, whatever that guy's called. Shrive Talon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because there's a librarian being the
that's the one.
Balefire Fire Acolyte. Great. These looked incredible. Right. They're really, really nice. And there we go. All their checks and checking. Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay, so planning to run them at the Badab event. Yep, using Legionaries. That's what we said. And then, yeah, I think it says they hate painting faces, but these look fucking great. They're really, really nice.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. I think we're all happy. Yeah, these were really lovely yesterday. They look great. Mu Belgium, Devastators, Havocs for the Astral Claws. They're doing Chaos, clever. Chaos Marine Combat Patrol for the Astral Claws. This, which requires, so you have your Tyrant's Legion, Dreadnought, Hellbrew. Oh, because it's the old Chaos Marine Combat Patrol, yeah. Corpse Taker Apothecary. That's one combat patrol done. Very nice. Nice to see some Astral Claws in there. And these are the ones we pointed out before with the golden, where the golden bobbles on the vents actually set off the whole thing. Looking really good there. Yeah.
They're looking very nice.
Yeah.
Next up, apparently boarding options. So we'll see. They will do something to turn one heavy bolt into a Reaping chain cannon for full authenticity. Very bad, Abby. Then Joe finally got around to making their first Exorcist besides transfers. Looking forward to painting some more. So that's an early start. So the Exorcists turn up kind of late. So it's fine if they're going to be a slow grow. That's how I'm intending with the Star Phantoms. But he's looking lovely. Exorcist is very popular at the moment. They're one of the very few chapters that have continued to get lore all the way up till now. Final Jack was there yesterday, doing Sons of Medusa next. And this is going to be a Gravis captain with a Boltstorm for the Primaris. Which kill team is it? It's Combat Patrol. The Dark Angel Combat Patrol. Yeah. Primaris captain with a Boltstorm Gauntlet and Chainsword. for the kill team. Yeah, cool, brilliant, looking good. And
Yeah, it's looking
then
good.
Mazu, yay, doing Scouts kill team, but they need a bit of paint on the base. Instead, been working on some other Exorcist models, Stern Guard veterans, Devastators, and some Nor iconography from the Land Raiders. So we've got some more Exorcists coming. I like how Exorcists are slowly arriving. That's lore accurate. These are looking great. That's actually looking like a pretty good little force there, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, very nice red on those.
Yeah, I like the helmets on them.
Yeah, really good, isn't it? Yeah. Mighty Duckatron didn't get in as much as they wanted to, preparing for a move. Mostly finished a Marine combat patrol and converted up the Tyrant of Badab himself and started on his bodyguard. And started doing a Gene Stealer cult combat patrol. Turning them into Tyrant's Legion. That's quite fun. Yeah, flesh change the Astartes because the apothecaries are trying to hothouse them, right? And converted up an Asterian Moloch because, as we said, we have no Minotaurs yet. So filling in the gaps there, very good. So some Tyrant's Legion and some Astral Claws coming through. These are all looking nice.
Yeah, looking very cool.
That's Devastator squad there,
Mm.
and then started on the next lot. And there's a Lufthuron making his way towards completion. Very nice.
Yeah, good.
Gary, are you gonna do a Luft?
I'm not sure if he's just going to be a regular captain or if I'm going to go all the way. Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And then an Asterian Moloch coming along.
Maybe.
May get some Minotaurs in there. Lovely, brilliant. And then Warp Wing. Converting up some Badab Infernus Marines for the Space Marine combat control. Oh, yeah. Okay, so they're also doing the same combat patrol that you're doing, Russ and Gary.
Yeah.
Badab Infernus Marines. Some Mark III bits there.
It's a nice mix of bits just to make them look a little bit different. The chain bayonets on flamers is
that's insane. Yeah.
That's a Grey Knight Incinerator, right? Or is that the actual
that's
Primaris
just
one?
The Primaris in Infernus flame
with
thing.
a different head and a chain bayonet. Very good. They look good. I like that. Brilliant. Planning on adding another 5 Marines for Flamers to get a good variety into the squad, then moving on to Terminators next month. Lovely. Clarky 666 got a squad of Guard done with some fiddly camo inspired by Irish DPM. Complete with a re-tricolour on their shoulders. Captain Artemis to lead Badab boys. Need to come up with a suitably old hammer name for him. So, and there's some Death Watch vets coming. So we've got some Imperial Guard and some Death Watch vets coming along. All looking good there. Great. That's a bit of progress coming along. And of course, Princeps Tom. So Princeps Tom, fantastic Salamanders scheme here. And this is the Tom was there yesterday with his little squad. Had some old metal Marines in it. These were looking really nice. Actual paper banners, which I always like to see, like second edition. Yeah. And that's an old metal dreadnought.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, these are looking fantastic again.
It's
lovely to see a slight mix of some slightly newer metal models in there. As well as like second and third edition.
Yeah, they're looking great, aren't they? Oh, I do like this army. Bright green salamanders. Like proper second edition. Will hasn't a lot of time to work on Astral Claws, but they did manage to do a Legionary Butcher converted up. So that's Will's Astral Claws kill team starting, Legionnaires. And hopefully we'll get some more progress in next month. Well, keep going. Looks great. Then Court of the AO King, not a lot of progress. Built a Minotaurs kill team, so we finally got some Minotaurs in. People are filling in the gaps. These are Space Marine Heroes models, aren't they? Conversions and a few.
I think the first ones. I can't remember him. It's a character from the White Consoles that they did. From one of the books.
Nessus. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Nessus.
Yeah. But and then very nice mix of parts on these.
Primaris Marines with Mark III heads do just look very good. Like it's a really simple conversion. The old bolt backpacks and the Mark III heads make them look really, really good. So that's a nice little Minotaurs kill team coming up. And of course, starting on the combat patrol with some big flamery things. Yeah, very good. They're going to look great. We filled in our gap. I think that means we've got all the chapters. Mingles, not much work this month, but I wrapped up my kill team for Saturday and completed some equipment. Not the best photographer. Here's some fancy shots, and I was played alongside Mingles again, all the way down from Nottingham. I think came down, my were playing against these Nova Marines. They look really good in person. I don't know if he was having the best luck though. I feel like he was getting shot quite a lot this weekend.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, he did. I did speak briefly to him, and it did seem that it was not going so well for the Nova Marines. Well.
Yeah, nice ones though. I like the captain there, Andrew the cat. Hello, Andrew the cat. Ed, of course, was there playing along with his Raptors using very old models. These are fantastic. Some old
little tiny Marines.
Tiny Marines. He managed to get those completed. I played against him in the last game.
They look great though.
They look really good. Yeah, they're really, really nice. And it's a nice thing to do with 6 Rogue Trader Metal Marines. That's what you need. Blood Feast Island, man, Ben. Only 2 miniatures fully painted for my 2,000 point Howling Griffins, but I've got a roadmap for a 2,000 point Force, and they're awaiting decals. I think few people are awaiting custom decals. They're going to be survivors of the Griffins after the executioners nearly slaughter them. So plenty of wear and tear. Looking great. That's Carib Coln converted, isn't it? That's a very. I think
that's just the standard.
It's the standard captain.
Yeah, the Indomitus captain, but on
Colin has a very similar pose and a very similar sword. Looking great. So 2 finished Terminators there, and a roadmap for the next 2,000 points. Macariel. I played Macariel yesterday with his other kill team, but obviously now he's starting on the combat patrol, which is going to be Executioners. Again, sticking to theme. So first Executioners Terminator squad's in. Macariel roundly beat my Marines errant up. Playing sneaky, attacky Mantis Warriors, and I was playing shooty, and we were on a mission that meant we had to run forward and get objectives, and I just got killed. Oops. Dashbork, Andrew finished the only Firehawks they will ever paint. A few people have that as their plan. There were loads of Firehawks. This was one of the many Firehawk things. Loads of Firehawks there yesterday. Nice to see everyone using it as an excuse to get 6 done and then move on to something.
Yeah, kill team's perfect for that.
Yeah. But I think that's why there's so many Lamenters as well. Just do all the difficult things. Yeah, for your 6 models. They're looking great, looking really, really good.
And
that's done.
These are some of the honoured veterans that helped hold the Red Harbinger as well. So
that is true. Yes, alongside you, Bobbie, yesterday, we're holding the Red Harbinger against the Mantis Warriors. Cool. Raven Robot has not. Oh, here we are. There's a second post. Tiger Claw's kill team, work in progress. Nemesis Tiger Claw. The idea that these are the tigers that are the most willing to take extreme measures to keep their chapter alive. So this is a Tiger Claw kill team. Looking very tigery, actually. Some Space Wolf and Chaos Marine bits. Yeah, Chaos Marine bits.
Yeah, I think it's mostly the
Nemesis Claw, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Night Lord's kill team. Very good, lovely. Coming along nicely there. Tiger Claws, of course, very mysterious and possibly evil. No one's completely sure. MC is back. I just got, so this was posted last night. A few people last night were like, when exactly does this submission close? A few people yesterday were actually asking when the submission deadline was. MC's back from the Bad Moon event and submitting some photos. They got Minotaurs for a practice game last week, and then Lamenters for what we actually played with yesterday. Use some of the terrain at the event to take some photos. That was nice. In real life, the yellow is somewhere between the brightness of the action shots and weirdly dark photos, safe at the end. This is in the terrain. These looked great as well. Again, loads of Lamenters. These were brilliant.
I think all the Lamenters looked really good.
Yeah, they did. Were you live action checking?
I was too busy, to be honest. But yeah, I was. What I actually wanted to do was get a shot of all the Lamenters next to each other, and then do a little do a big group photo, and just never was too busy. Didn't get the opportunity to try and organise it.
I was having that thought that we should have got all the Firehawks together and
we should have done, shouldn't we? Yeah. Well. What we'll do is next time we do combat patrol, we can just get people. We'll think of that.
Yeah, we get people to bring their kill teams as well. And
do
bits of both.
These were looking brilliant. He says thanks here to Craigar and Bowl for painting advice on checks earlier in the week, and everyone involved in the event. Yeah, glad everyone had a blast despite being repeatedly blasted by missile. Gonda's there, jumping in with Gonda's been doing all sorts of Marines. This is a Marine errant, I would guess. Yeah, in the white scheme rather than the silver one. It's looking brilliant. Do you know what Gondas is going to settle on? Maybe they're just doing all of the chapters.
I think that's the idea, is doing one of each as a Terminator of each to
I
have
see.
a collection.
Yeah. Badab gangs. Void Imperialist doing some hilariously green Marines. I'm assuming they're going to be Sons of Medusa. That's the right sort of green. Could be Salamanders.
Could be Mantis Warriors. If
Mantis
some
Warriors.
yellow are put on, they could be Mantis Warriors.
So many greens going here. And then Cheeto Shoebox. So Paul was there as well yesterday with their Raptors. Really old metal C. Didn't enjoy painting that really old metal C100 Marine last time. So they've done some normal Space Marine heroes. Painted some nice crisp plastics instead. First canonical 28 Marine paint job they've done. Paul last time posted a really, really old couple of Marines, but apparently not that much fun to paint. Whereas the Primaris or the modern Marines are a lot crisper.
I said this to him yesterday, but I think one of the things I love about these Raptors is that you've got the very, very muted, desaturated green on a very, very vibrant, bright base. And you've got the contrast of, it's quite, for green, it's a very cold sort of a green, or at least neutral, whereas the base is very hot, and it's like they really, really stand out well on their base. I love that about them. Yeah,
they looked great.
I like the sergeant with the black helmet to still have something to have some insignia, but it's not a bright red helmet. It really works in the colour scheme. I have to do something similar for that for my my
Raptors. Makes them stand out without being too much. Yeah, they look fantastic, Paul. They were really good. Love to see them again yesterday. And of course, also there yesterday and supplying most of the half the terrain. Thank you, Will. Estefano Will. Since the last update, they've painted up some Howling Griffin Scouts in the White Dwarf camo style. Not sure how useful it is on a spaceship, but there they are. Howling Griffin Scouts in the old retro painting style.
Yeah, his photos are really good.
They are, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah,
that's my scouts up there.
That's your Astral Claws. Was this your 4-way game at the end? No, this was a different game.
No, this was during. But yeah, my scouts just waiting for that Marine to come through that door there.
Come on in.
Come on. There's a lot of jumping through doors, shooting and jumping back, wasn't there? And this is the last game at the end, the Cardinal Nerdnetta. But yeah, fantastic. So moving on to Howling Griffins after Will was using Carthan Breaches. He'd brought along, I wish I had a photo of it. He'd done a little writ of excommunication, like a tax bill.
I saw that.
Yeah. That was such a good touch.
To people. Yeah, with a little Fury seal. Probably. Yeah. Brilliant. There we are. So that's the community updates for another month. Wow. So tons of kill teams done. Loads of people moving on to combat patrols already. And with everyone suddenly piling in with Minotaurs, it looks like we now actually have one of everything, I think. Yeah, even Tyrant's Legion.
I think so,
yeah.
Oh, what a busy thing. So look, I mean, thanks everyone for yesterday. It was a lovely experience. We're going to try and plan the next one for a couple of months' time for Combat Patrol. And yeah, well done to everyone who's built their kill team, found a new game. I think we all enjoy playing it.
I actually think we should try and organise, maybe not on the same scale, but just try and organise, if people are in London and want to come and play some kill team on a badminton on a weeknight or something.
Yeah.
Because there's a fair few people close enough they could manage it, and I don't want to leave other people out, but also, some of us have got that chance that we could keep this going a little bit on the kill team.
Yeah, I think we're trying to book. Now I'm off a bit. Now I'm sort of quiet at work. I've booked a regular table, so get some kill team in, get some people down, and also, of course, as well as us playing at Blab Moon all the time down in South London, I will remind people again, like the news at the start. Doop. Hate Club back open. Caramel Club in Wood Green. If you're in North London, go to that. Also, buy a stupid hat, maybe a t-shirt. A t-shirt's more sensible, right? But I'm just going to hold on. Go to Russ Cam. He's showing his support there for the tax dodging tyrant.
True defender of the Imperium, you mean?
Yeah, that's what they all say, Ross. Brilliant. Thanks, everybody. We will see you all in a month. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.